What is occultism? The word occult comes from Latin. It means hidden. Although most people don't know that the occult exists, those who do think it refers to all kinds of mystical or spiritual practices divorced from reason and devoted to make them feel better about themselves by convincing others that they know something that can't be explained. However, if you actually delved into occultism, you would discover that it is a body of knowledge much like science, developed throughout history by people who tried to conceptualize the nature of existence based on their experience. The reason it seems irrational to people is because most people today do not experience the awe and don't have the reverence to existence that occultists did and still do today. I have always been skeptical and thirsty for truth, and it was in the occult that I found it. Not that there are not echoes of truth in philosophy, science, or mundane life, but the most coherent system, clean of interruptions of lies and obfuscation, I found in the occult, as did occultists before me. Authority figures use the occult or insights from it to gain and maintain power. This is because the occult is a body of knowledge filled with existential questions answered based on the recognition of God's or existence's supreme authority and sovereignty. I will not deny that the field of occultism is polluted with mentally ill, attention-seeking, and/or money-hungry scamming lowlives. On the contrary, I believe they exist in order to separate seekers who are not mature enough to study it from those who are. Most people are not ready nor willing to study the occult. This is because most realities, mental models of existence, require lies to be maintained. Therefore, truth requires you to get rid of ideas that are to be regarded as true if you are to take part in society. For example, the lie that money is a necessity. The moment you understand that it isn't essential, you may experience some unpleasant things. The moment you stop being predictable and part of the program, people will feel threatened by you and attack you in any way they can, especially family. Leaving the plantation is in itself exposing them to alternative realities, meaning that maybe they didn't have to sacrifice what they sacrificed on the altars of false beliefs. People don't have the mental strength to deal with existential questions. The difference between someone who does and someone who doesn't became evident when a friend told me the story of his grandfather. When the Germans put him in a ghetto, unlike most his peers, he simply left it. He even later came back and took his grandmother with him. That is how he survived the Holocaust. It fascinated me how he saw through the lie of the Germans' authority. He didn't need a whole interdisciplinary body of knowledge to justify disobedience because he had his dignity intact. That is what we have lost, along with our awe and respect for existence or God. We lost our human dignity and have become slaves to human authorities. I can assure you, human authorities hate it when the cattle asks questions that only the true authority of the universe, God existence, can answer. It undermines their authority, which simply means that it puts them in their place.
Watiang.